50 time.
Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Roman
All
Reigns.
right, I'm ready to cook. So,
Roman
you ready
Roman
to?
Reigns. Yeah. Roman
So,
Reigns. That's how I start the show.
uh, I'm about to ask some SmackDown related shit that ties into this Raw. Then,
That's
saying
right.
since it's fresh on my mind, when the favor was announced on the last episode of SmackDown, what was your genuine reaction?
Well, first, you know what I'm saying? Any segment the tribal chief is in, I gotta have the ones up. So that was my initial reaction. After that, uh, I mean, I didn't really react, which is a bad thing. Like, I wasn't excited, I wasn't sad. I was just like, uh, okay. Like, Paul Heyman doesn't cheat for niggas. Like, he's just in the corner. So it's like, is there gonna be a spot in the match where like he like jumps in front of Punk when Roman's gonna attack him? No. So like I really think it's pointless. They had something cool with the favor. I was with it. I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna be a title opportunity in the future. Something like actually made sense. This is basically the same as saying the favor was to walk Larry, take AJ to the airport. That's the same level of favor, but be in my corner instead of the tribal chiefs. All right, bro.
You right. If he was the type of manager to assist, even then I wouldn't be fucking with this at all. It's still lame. Still very lame in my eyes. Them having that little cliffhanger with the segment from a week prior with the three
Mm-hmm.
of them when Punk said that's not the favorite, it got me more excited because prior to that segment I was very negative about it. I was just thinking it's gonna be what it ended up being. But that little cliffhanger gave me hope of it being a big piece that could, I don't know, something with a world title, something that could really affect WWE in the long run. This is
Right.
just bullshit. It's just my same issue with triple threats. If there's no title attached, what are we doing? Or there's no number one contendership attached to it, then what are we doing? There's no real stakes to me. Y'all trying to create some stakes, and it just does not hit in my eyes.
Yeah, facts. To me, when it's like, I guess it's a special case because of the folks that are in the match, right? But like, you know, Punk and Rollins obviously have had their shits going on, since the beginning of the year, and even when Punk first got back, right? And then Roman and Seth have plenty of history themselves, right? Of course, Roman and Punk have a little bit of history dating back to the Shield, but not too much. So it's like you have at least two major storylines, Seth versus Roman at Mania, all the shit that happened, even just last year, how Seth helped Cody and all that stuff. That is a compelling match, a compelling storyline, easy to write, candy cake, great match, boom, right? Now, when you make it a triple threat, like you're saying, with winner doesn't get a title opportunity, winner gets nothing, winner gets absolutely nothing. It really just makes it like you said, what are we doing this for? Like these are top tier guys. I get it. There's a lot of talent. There's only so many spots at Mania. You want these guys at Mania still. None of them are going for the title because Jey Uso is. That's a whole other conversation. Yeah, I just don't get it, man. Like, but at the same time, you can't leave them out, so it puts them in a tough situation.
Then there's the triple threat where somebody gets pinned and the other person just is not there to break it up. So I just fear that no matter what the outcome is, whoever pins who, there will be no real closure for any of these feuds with
Exactly.
two of the three. So that's really what makes me upset by it. Is just custody of Paul Heyman, and most likely all three of you niggas will continue beefing for the rest of the year. No, bro.
And there's no real build up either. Like it's not like you said, like Seth and Punk, that it makes for a much more compelling match. We've had that build ups, Raw at Netflix. When Punk came back, Seth was unhappy, all that kind of shit. That would make
The
for a perfect
rematch too.
match. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Seth is the reason why John Cena beat Punk in the Chamber. Like I said, that shit writes itself. Then when you add the tribal chief into this for no reason, I get it. Roman didn't really have anything going after he beat Solo. I get it. But I just don't get it. And like you said, they're still going to be beefing. It'd be different if this was Seth versus Roman and have all this baggage and we have a whole storyline build up, just like how we had Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Wasn't for the title. The second time it was a career match, but the first time it wasn't for the title. It was just Taker versus Shawn Michaels. And it was a terrific 4 month build up, great match. We're
And
getting
even that one, like that one was not even a main event, the 25 one,
right, right,
because a lot of this match creates dialogue with should it be the main event? People bringing up non-title matches that are the main event. That one was the main event. The second one was the main event because it was career versus
right,
street. There was a big
right.
stake. The Rock versus John Cena. Yes, there was no title on the line the first time, but that was the biggest match in wrestling at the time. You could say that was probably the biggest match in wrestling history.
To this day,
Elite,
probably.
yeah, they had the most buys. I'm sure if we look at it, it probably still holds weight. But that's still a one-on-one where the grudge is definitively solved with no shenanigans.
Right.
Not a triple threat. Come on. Yeah.
Balor versus Edge wasn't for a title, but it was a big culmination of a huge story that ends in WrestleMania, which is what we want, what we look for.
Yeah. Even last year, bro, with the little tag match, which was a main event, there was a stake.
Right.
Tomorrow's match will either be bloodline rules or
Right.
no interference. As silly as it is, there was still a stake attached to it. It wasn't just a random tag match.
I still think at the end of the day, obviously these are three of the best in the ring, and it's gonna help Punk. Not that I'm hating on Punk or anything, but he's obviously older, so like they want a good match. Punk will be able to be out of it for some times because he's hurt on the side. That's how triple threats go. The match is gonna be great, I think, still. But to put it at the main event in front of the women's world championship match or the world or the women's WWE match, like I truly don't understand what's going on. Or even Punk versus I mean, excuse me, Cody versus Cena. Was that going to be night two main event?
Yeah, that's for sure. Night two main event, and I think we all agree that that's the perfect one. Most people are most excited. At least I am most excited for that one, and that's
I
just
think
clear.
EO and them should headline the first night. Obviously, it's not our decision, whatever. I just think, I mean, I guess the storyline hasn't been great, but there's no storyline with this either. This shit just
This
started
one,
2 weeks ago.
it's funny because that's gonna be a next topic, but I have similar issues with both matches. But still, even though I'm not a fan of these two feuds like that, that one at least has a stake attached.
Right.
And then you had mentioned the whole triple thread of how it gives people a breather, which is why it's like really a cheat code for a great match. Because if you look at WWE the past year and a half, the best matches are usually triple threat matches. Anytime they have tournaments and it's triple threats, always hit. I just watched Dynamite last night. The best match. Kenny Omega versus Speedball versus Ricochet. Every time it's a triple threat with three niggas, they just go crazy. And Roman needs a banger because he's been super part time for the last 2 years. And none of his matches have been hitting like that for me, at least the past year. So he needs another banger on his resume. Seth, we already know because he's there all the time and he gives us dope matches. But I
Drew
need
versus
one.
Seth last year was cracking.
Yeah, so like, I already know how Seth get down. Punk has wrestled a little bit more. Obviously, him and Seth had
Great match.
some good matches, and then him and Drew, like obviously
Yeah.
everybody
Best match
applauds
of
it.
the year.
So that's why I'm saying Roman needs a banker on his shit because he ain't been even now with this feud. This nigga is the only one that does not show up tonight. It was Paul Heyman, Seth, and Punk. Y'all can't like nigga. You need to be at Raw today. We need to get some shit popping.
WrestleMania
We're
is in
less than
2
2
weeks.
weeks,
Right.
and he doesn't show up. Like, what are we doing, you guys? Like, can we
See,
please be serious with
to,
this
to,
feud?
to quickly touch on that, I like to think, obviously, I don't know if, nah, I don't know. We probably won't ever know unless we join WWE on that side of things. Is it a Roman decision? Is it a Triple H decision? Is it a both of them decision? Is it Roman like, I don't want to be there, like if I don't have to, you know what I mean? Because I feel like Roman more than likely would want to be there since we're building the feud. I wonder like what's going on there. But another thing I wanted to touch on is the fact that Roman hasn't had, like you said, a real banger. His last real banger, I can't even think. I mean,
Was
obviously,
it last year's Mania?
and that wasn't even a banger. Like it was just all the extra shit, and it was terrific storytelling. But in terms of a match, one man versus one man, it was not a banger. Definitely not. There's a
Okay,
lot of
if I have to go
amazing things
before that,
happening.
let me think.
I
That's
can't
like
even think.
not with shenanigans.
Jey Uso, those were good matches, but that's because Roman carried those.
You said a non-shenanigan feel one. The I like the Fatal Four Way before, but it I thought it was gonna be crazier. So
Fatal
like a
four way,
lot of
which
people
one?
with LA Knight and Randy
Oh yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
AJ, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be crazier as well, but I did like that match.
I think Roman, he shows his bag. Like the thing I love about Roman is each match he'll like pull out something new that we haven't seen, and I respect that. But like you said, I need, which I think this match could be. He doesn't have any bloodline with him. He doesn't even have Paul Heyman with him. You know, Jay's doing his own thing. Solo's obviously not a part of it anymore. So I could see Roman's kind of a tweener now. He's still our tribal chief, and he still wants niggas to acknowledge him, which I do. But I think this is the best opportunity to have a Roman banger. With obviously any match that Seth's involved in is going to be terrific, in my opinion. So I think that we'll be eating good, even though the build up and the story have been kind of shit.
Yeah. But in brighter news, he's gonna be in Sacramento next week, and I'm gonna be
Who?
in the build. The tribal chief, and I
Who?
get the tribal chief gonna be in the building then next week at Golden One, and I'm gonna be in the building. So
Wait,
I am
who?
set.
Who? Who? Who's
Our guy,
put him up there? Yeah,
our guy.
okay.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
He gonna be in the building next week. So that does make me happy, but the build itself, it's just drowned down by the favor for me. So the only hope I have is that the match is super fire.
Which I'm
I,
willing to bet it's gonna be.
yeah,
Honestly,
the one argument I have or that I've heard that makes me feel better is say we have a match that we think should be the main event. If they have a match like this one that goes on and it takes the energy out the crowd, is the argument say it should have just been the main event and you don't want to like overshadow a match that has to go on right after it. That's why I was
if
just
it's
thinking
gonna be
it
the
should
best
just
one of the night,
I
I
would
feel
have
you.
just had this open up the fucking night, bro. But whatever.
Who's
It's
opening?
gone.
Gunther and Jey Uso?
I'm willing to bet Jey Uso and Gunther. We don't know, but if I had to pick, it would be Jey Uso and Gunther to open up night one.
Just let Jay get that loss out the way.
Moving along to the women's triple threat, which is another pool of shenanigans, of tomfoolery. The way we got to this triple threat was already ghetto.
As
And
fuck.
we're now paying the price for this shit. Because how we got here and what we have seen for the past couple of weeks. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so off top, off rip, been feeling this way since elimination or the Raw after Elimination Chamber. I haven't really got a chance to get this off. I feel like where they fucked up, and it's followed me. Why have Rhea lose the title to Io and then put Rhea into the match anyways? Obviously, Rhea is the biggest draw in women's wrestling, so I understand that aspect of it. But if that's the case, why not have it a different way to where Bianca wins the chamber, Bianca versus Rhea, and then find a different creative outlet for Io to be inserted into the match, whether it's her and Bianca get into it, and it leads to a number one contenders match, DQ, and then Io gets integrated into the triple threat. Or even if you have Rhea lose the title, like she did, instead of having her be this weird acting heel, but everyone still loves her, just like they sometimes do the rematch clause, sometimes they don't. do the rematch clause and be like, yeah, I won it at Mania, or do the rematch clause. It happens at Raw. There's some type of weird ending, and then Pierce adds her to Mania. There's many avenues you can go. I don't think this avenue of Io is the champion and gets mushed in the face and pushed aside every week. Yes, she hits back, of course, but it's like it's making it seem like nothing matters, and Rhea's going to end up winning again. And I don't want that. I don't think anybody wants that.
So the problem for me started with the Elimination Chamber qualifiers where EO did not get into the Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And it just set the foundation for just a bunch of goofy shit. My thing with EO, obviously, I'm very high on EO. And if you ask the internet wrestling community, the two women who've been running the division, it's been EO and it's been Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan then got kicked out of the fucking main event picture.
Super
And I'm not
crazy.
and I'm upset about that. But EO, you could have easily just put her and Dakota and had them go against Liv and Raquel.
That would have
Because
been a
they
banger.
would have been a banger because it would have been just easier to set up Bianca versus Rhea. It would not have been all this bullshit. Now, granted, the match is going to be fire, but this is just a very forced triple threat where I don't think this required that. I don't think you needed to shoehorn these three together. And the way that they're shoehorned, they're three technically baby faces, right? None of them are heels at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. Rhea's acting heelish, but yeah,
She's acting heelish, but nobody is going to boo her.
no.
And you kind of took away some of her character development when she lost the title. Because following that loss, she was saying she was distracted. She was taking some accountability. Then following weeks, she's whining and whining. That's why I was so. My favorite part of this shit today
To
is when
Bianca's
Bianca
point,
said, "You've been whining all day. Sign this. Hurry up. Thank you." That's exactly how the fuck I'm feeling. Like, what are we
right.
doing, bro? And
Bianca gets booed for that.
she's getting booed, and it's just making me annoyed. But I told you this earlier. I understand now why they don't put more face versus face type feuds
Yeah,
because one face is always going to be more popular. And in this feud, it's clear Rhea is the most popular out of all three. And there have been times where EO has got no
I was just
reaction
about
and
to
booed
say.
earlier. Now Bianca's getting the same treatment. It's just, it makes it feel weird when we're watching segments and Bianca's being logical, but they still gonna boo her.
Yeah, I
Like,
find it funny how we also bring up Nia Jax earlier before we got on here. I feel like all of the main women heels, Nia Jax probably being the best, is not even in the conversation, let alone probably won't even have a match for Mania. I don't see where Triple H is, like Io, Bianca, Rhea. Those are probably your three biggest baby. Not only are they all baby faces, those are probably your three biggest baby faces on the women's roster. And you're diminishing Bianca's light to the point where, like you said, she's getting booed for spitting facts. Like we were talking about this before. She literally was like, bitch, you've been whining every fucking week. I don't want it anymore. Sign the shit. You're in the match, whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. And she gets booed for that. Like I just feel like even last year, all we heard every time Bianca came out was EST. I haven't heard that once. I haven't heard that chant once
she
today.
got a little bit of those chants today, but it was not what you would think. And also, one more thing, because you brought up Nia Jax and we brought up Liv Morgan. Prior to Elimination
The
Chamber,
two best heels right now. Two
people's
best heels.
fear was that Liv was going to win the Elimination Chamber and it was going to be a triple threat. I'm not going to lie. It would have made way more sense if the triple threat was Liv, Rhea, and Io. I think it would have made more sense because the dynamics would have been differently. If Liv was to get booed, it goes with
She's
her
the heel.
character. It
Yeah.
goes with, so it doesn't seem awkward at all.
I think Triple H was on the premise of we're sick of Liv versus Rhea,
And
which
I
we
get
were,
it.
which we
Yeah,
were.
they ran that shit into the ground, but all they had to do was space out the interactions between Rhea and Liv, and we would have still had enough meat on the bone to get them to this mania where it's a triple threat. But so I understand not going that route, but just with the way that these interactions have been, I don't know who is going to come out of this feud in a better light, like fan reception wise. At this
None.
point, I want Io to win, but it just looks crazy right now with the three of them.
It seems to me that Io's going to win as well. I don't think you put the title on Rhea again 3 times within 1 year. I personally don't see that happening. It's not like that's not how WWE does it anymore. I was surprised that she won it back against Liv so soon. With that being said,
I'm bored with Rhea, bro.
yeah,
The way that they're
that was what I was
presenting her
about to
now.
say.
I get that the crowd is turned on Bianca, and I do agree. Bianca needs something to her
She's
character.
stale.
If
She's
she's not,
stale.
yeah, if she's not going to turn heel, that's fine. But you can have her do other things because when you're and people are saying, "Oh, she ain't been in the main event picture in 2 years, bro."
Right. She's been tag
And
team and
she
shit.
just got back onto the scene, and people are still bored of her. So we need some type of character development, like the way we seen with Naomi and Jade. We need something like that for Bianca, and I wish they had a
And
better
Rhea.
way of doing it. But the crowd is not turned on Rhea yet. Maybe
She's
it'll get
just
to that point.
boring as fuck.
But to me, yes, I agree with you.
You know what it is. But before we go to the next segment, what it is, I think Rhea is not. I think I know Rhea is the best women's wrestler ever. I think it's obvious whether it is delivering moves or selling. She's pretty fucking top tier. She's pretty elite. And that wins fans over. At the end of the day, this is wrestling business. This is a wrestling entertainment business. And when you are so entertaining in the ring, it's hard to not put her up there. I get it, you know.
I don't have her wrestling and ring shit that high. Like I like her in the ring, but I don't think that is the reason why she's so over. You know why she's so over.
Them cheeks.
You know why she's so. And even online, bro, you know where most of her online fanfare stems from.
That's not me though. You know what I'm saying? Them
But I'm saying
all them goon ass
she has
niggas.
a lot of non-wrestling people because of gooning.
Yeah.
Now, in the ring, her connection with the ring, like she's presented very well. Her look is very iconic. She is dope in the ring. She has a great entrance. Like she
Her
has a lot of things
selling,
going
bro.
for her.
Her
Yeah, she
selling
can
is so
sell.
good.
She does it all. But even her, like she rarely wrestles. Like I've not been a fan of like her last handful of matches, except for the one with Nia Jax. I like that match. But
Main event, that one was fire.
I like that match. But I'm like, she don't be wrestling very often. So I'm like, I'm gonna need some bangers, bro. And I really just don't like how her character is since she left Judgment Day.
All of WWE in general, I feel like, especially Raw and SmackDown, we're not getting cream of the crop matches. We're not getting the best folks wrestling like we used to. Like back in the day, we would have Edge versus John Cena for the World Heavyweight title on Raw, on just a random Raw. Now the main event segments are mostly segments, not matches. And I feel like we kind of need to get back to that. Of course, PLEs are important. Of course, you want to have
Hey,
the end of a story.
house shows also contribute to this because of the ring rust without having these events. When niggas don't have house shows, they might go weeks without wrestling.
Right. Well, yeah, right in front of fans. Right.
Mm-hmm. And that does make a big difference.
We're in a weird
Where
place.
and yes, like think about how many matches we see on a week to week basis to get a "This is awesome" chant. It shouldn't just be once a week. We got that today with Bailey and with Lyra.
They were cooking.
Yeah. It's when niggas get on the matches and it's not gonna end in shenanigans, that should be pretty regular, man. With this roster that we have.
With the level of talent, for sure.
Yeah. And I ain't saying niggas gotta go full on AEW or just move rate through the roof, but nigga, in WrestleMania season, that's what we need. We already have these long ass shows with hella segments and commercials. Two of the matches on every card need to be bangers.
I'll tell you what, Street Profits versus Machine Gun, whatever those niggas' names are, that's going to be a banger.
Yeah, and last week what we had, Frazier versus Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix,
that was
banger.
That was a great choice
For sure.
Who to have his debut?
I was surprised they brought him up, Frazier, for that match, like because he's in a tag, he's in a tag team.
They knew it was live. They knew it was up. Yeah,
gave that nigga some shine.
Yeah, I was like, who they about to have this go against? I'm like, yes, here we go.
Imagine it was Penta.
He gonna get the supporters, brother, at Mania. So do you want to get into the Jey Uso Gunther thing?
You read my mind.
All right. Your reaction to last week when Jimmy got put in the hospital, and your reaction to today where he has the promo on Gunther in the ring.
I'll start last week. That was probably the best two segments back to back with the week before Jimmy slapping the shit out of Gunther. Those are probably the two best segments of this buildup, and I find it very funny that Jey Uso was not really even a part of both of those segments. Like, yeah, of course, Jay was the one chained up in the segment where Jimmy got sent to the hospital, but he wasn't really adding much, honestly. Like, he was just kind of there, in my opinion, from what I saw, from how it made me feel. I think Jimmy was elevating this build to this match more than Jay actually was. And then tonight, kind of got sent back down to earth. Like, I sent you a little clip right before we started this. Jay's trying to talk about, yeah, my mom, she's sad, yeet, because Jimmy is in the hospital, yeet. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Look, hey, I don't put the blame on him today for that shit. That's just
no, that's his fault.
weeks.
You got to stop. He was still pausing in between the yeets. Stop pausing. Stop pausing. It's supposed to be a serious moment.
He told him to stop though. They end up stopping eventually.
I'm not afraid of you, Gunther. Sure, buddy. I was afraid of you, but I'm not anymore. All right, bud. Sure, pal.
So you're not fucking with his direction of his
Fuck
character
no.
for this feud?
I still truly believe in my heart that Triple H cannot pull the trigger and Gunther will leave WrestleMania as the champ because of how much this buildup has shown. Jay will be over whether he wins or not. If he loses, everybody will still eat. So I feel like you should keep the prestige of the title. Title matches should be top tier, and Jay's not going to give you a top tier match. I'm sorry. That's just the
But
truth.
I'm saying they knew all this before they decided to give him this Royal Rumble win. So
I know.
Yeah, I'm like we're already here. We done made it this far.
Give
Go
Gunther
ahead,
a
bro.
year reign, bro. Give him a year reign, bro. Let him lose it to
They
CM
don't.
Punk.
They don't even know how to book a Gunther ring.
Let
They
him
had
lose it to
him,
CM Punk.
bro. They had him looking like a bitch against Damian Priest. So it's
Hey,
not
don't bring that
like
shit up, bro. Don't bring
it's
that shit
not.
up.
It's not even as if his reign about to be his IC reign because the show
I was just
wasn't.
gonna bring that up. I really don't understand how they gave such a flawless. I'm glad you brought this up because just a quick circle back to the triple threat. The best match I've seen in the past 10 years was Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre for the IC title. That was fucking phenomenal. So I really don't understand to bring it back. I really don't understand how you have arguably the best title reign, IC title reign since the Miz, and then you give I don't want to mediocre at the minimum, mediocre title reign for the world heavyweight title. You take everything that Gunther had when he was IC champ with his boys, with Ludwig and the dude who's not with WWE no more. You have the whole like all of that. You stripped Gunther of all of that, like to the point where it's like everything we loved about him is kind of gone. Of course, he's still tremendous in the ring, but we haven't even got any tier A matches because he's not acting like how he was when he was IC champ. So I see what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I think Gunther is just doing what is given to him, whatever the producers are wanting. You know, that was the direction they were trying to go. I don't put that on Gunther, but at the same time, you know, you're right. It was a underwhelming, to say the least, Tyler Reign for sure.
Yeah, and now you're talking about match quality. Take Gunther's IC title reign, not just his presentation, but matches with Ricochet, that triple threat that you mentioned, the match with Sheamus, another banger, the match with Sammy, the matches with Chad Gable. He had a
Yeah,
lot of fire matches,
yeah.
but his match catalog with the World Heavyweight title, eh, I don't really care for them. Like those two Randy matches, I just don't. No offense, I know people love, but like Randy Orton at this stage of his career, I don't care for the super in-ring psychology, slow pace shit. And a lot of his matches have been very slow paced, so I just don't particularly like those that very much. So
Quick
other
interjection. I'll let you keep going. Quick interjection. I do think that Randy just needs to tweak it, but I still think he could be world heavyweight tier. He just needs to get a little faster. But keep going.
Yeah, I just don't like the pacing of his matches.
Yeah.
But some other people might like those matches. The Cody Rhodes one should have been a memorable match. I don't really remember it like that. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Crown Jewel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He had the triple threat with Finn and Damien, which I should remember that, bro. That's a triple threat match.
I
But that was on
remember it.
Saturday Night's main event. It was fire,
No.
or it had commercial break.
it was
That's ridiculous, but because my favorite match from his reign is probably him versus Damien.
I don't understand how he didn't get a match with Seth. Truly don't. Like,
He
just
didn't.
they didn't for the heavyweight title. No.
Oh, you're right. It was Damien versus Seth who did.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. And then the fact that we have to see Gunther doing live events against AJ Styles and CM Punk, but we left with this bullshit on TV. It's disgusting, man.
I don't understand how Triple H, like the mindset of having CM Punk come back and exclaim over and over and over that I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money and win championships. And brother hasn't even been in one title match. It's been 2 years. I don't know. I don't understand. It could have easily been Punk versus Gunther, and Punk loses obviously or whatever. But then like I just feel like again with this shit with Seth and Roman, like he said he was done with Seth when he beat him at Raw on Netflix. Like I don't see where we're going at all. But to get back to this Jey Uso and Gunther shit, at the end of the day, any match Gunther's in is going to be decent at the minimum. It's WrestleMania. I hope that they can put together a good show. I am not too excited, though, honestly.
I don't like the approach that was taken today. Um, Maybe the Yeet stuff, I don't blame him for today because he came out through the crowd as usual. Maybe he should have came out just regular, and maybe the fans would not have been super Yeet crazy because he had to kind of calm them down.
He brought that to himself though over the past year.
Yeah,
Every time, like that's what they were expecting. They didn't expect him to like get all sad. So whenever he first started talking, they always do that. So he kind of shot himself in the foot with that, I think.
yeah, and then also him coming out through the crowd today is
Yeah.
just that probably was the wrong move. And
You're
then saying
yeeting in the crowd when you're about to go talk about some sad shit. All right, bro.
I don't think just him saying that he was scared of Gunther. Nigga, he just put your brother in the hospital. Why are you not
Angry.
firing
Right.
on this nigga? Why are you not hitting him
Right.
with a steel chair? I don't want to see no talking after that. What are we doing, bro? After you fuck up Gunther with the chair and shit, cut it like a backstage promo with Kathy Kelly or something. Have him all aggressive and shit, saying, "I used to be scared of you, now I'm not no more." Whole different delivery, and it would have came off so fire. It would have came off as gangster compared
Dude,
to this shit.
you just hit it on the head. It should have literally been Gunther coming out on the mic. Nigga, fuck Jimmy Uso and fuck Jey Uso. It's not paranoia. It's the ring general. He talking his shit. And then Jay comes out of nowhere. Steel chair. Bing, 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 bing. Exactly like you said. Kathy Kelly. Yeah, Kathy. Yeah. Yeah. I was scared. I was scared of Gunther. I can't lie. I was scared of Gunther. Not no more. You see what I just did to Gunther? That's what I'm gonna do to you at WrestleMania. You ain't gonna touch my family. Da, 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 da. Instead, it's Gunther. I'm not afraid of you anymore. Stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. Come on, man. You guys think that this man is gonna win at WrestleMania? Come
we know it.
on. Hey, don't be shocked when the ring general ends up with the dub. Don't be shocked. I'm telling you right now. Don't be shocked. People lose all the time. We wanted them to win. They lost. We've seen it all the time.
That's the difference. I don't want this nigga to win.
Jey Uso is not. He's not fucking Daniel Bryan. He's not even Kofi Kingston. Like, let's stop the cap. I'm just saying. He's not even Dolph Ziggler. I'm just saying, bro.
Nigga, you see that merch?
Bro, he's no
You see the merch sales,
he's
nigga?
no Jeff Hardy, bro.
Fuck is we talking about, bro? Bro, look at them merch sales, bro. That's what it is. That's just what it is, man.
Hey, Zack Ryder was selling merch, okay?
And it ain't some merch like this nigga right now. This a day like we talking about top five
Woo,
every month,
woo, woo. I'm just saying.
nigga, every month. Now we can get to the rest of the Mania card and how you feel about it. Give me your thoughts on this year's Mania build overall. Your pros and cons aside from those three feuds that we mentioned.
Right. So we can tap in on uh Charlotte and Tiffy. It's been more of the same
Ooh,
every
yeah. Well,
like
what is your take on the reports that there's more backstage heat on Charlotte than Tiffany? Are you surprised?
um it's an interesting thing because as we know, as you know, we try to get inside information. Uh, from what our sources are telling us, Charlotte has gone off script multiple times, so like that wasn't the first occasion, and maybe the management is seeing Tiffy got a little tired of that. Like, bitch, that's not what we just rehearsed. So now you wanna go off script. I'm gonna go off script. And she said some fucking fire shit that everyone loved, and it like made sense, like because it's what's going on with Charlotte right now or whatever. And was it a little low blow for sure? But at the same time, how many times are you gonna keep trying to embarrass me on live television by going off script? And I'm not gonna retaliate. So that's what I'm thinking is the situation. I think that sadly WWE sucked Charlotte so hard, she's probably gonna win. She's probably gonna beat Tiffy.
Oh yeah, Boss Call the show got made.
Yeah, I think Charlotte's gonna win. So Tiffy, get your shit off. At the end of the day, get your shit off. You're gonna go crazy. She's better in the ring than she is on the mic. Tiffy, it's gonna be a good match. The build-up has been mediocre. Like bro, people are saying this WrestleMania 41. The insiders are saying this is the least ticketed sales so far. Like people are not buying tickets like they are, but not like how they were last year before.
I
So
will add a caveat because some of it is the build and choices that they made. But this is the first one with TKO owning it, right? Like in operating an entire build, right? TKO.
that's why
And
they're
you
doing it at Vegas.
and you see how ridiculous the prices are. So I'm
Yeah,
very happy as a consumer who I don't like this capitalistic bullshit where you're just fucking over the fact. No, we know what the value of these tickets are worth. No, I hope they don't sell out, even though I watched the product. So
yeah.
I'm
I
happy about it.
I I mean it's 50-50. I've been to a WrestleMania before. I went to the one in Santa Rosa, and it was a great experience, and I'll never forget it. Honestly, like I saw the heist of the century with Seth Rollins cashing in on Roman and Brock. I'll never forget that. So on one end, it makes sense what you're saying. Of course, like at a certain point, the power is in the people, and if people aren't buying tickets, then they're gonna have to lower the prices. That's just how it's gonna be. But at the same time, just as a fan, like you said, as a consumer, I would like for it to be filled just because it adds to the energy, and that energy is felt through the screen, even if you're not there. You know what I'm saying?
But it ain't like a big number. Like it's still 40 something thousand people in
Right.
there. It's just not a couple that we're not gonna notice a couple thousand people not there.
Yeah, not on TV, anyways.
Yeah. And then we know they're gonna find people to fill them seats.
Yeah, yeah.
At worst, niggas gonna fill them seats. So
TKO gonna get that shit up, but there's gonna be a bunch of fucking celebrities there and shit.
yeah. It's just them just price gouging. I just can't rock with. It's disgusting. People are comparing just tickets from 2 years ago of two
Right.
day passes. Like you can't justify the prices have not raised that much in the past 2 years for y'all to just say that this is ethical. So fuck
Especially with
y'all.
these matches that we're getting too. Like, no disrespect. I don't
All
want to see
disrespect for
Logan
this
Paul
money.
versus AJ Styles. I don't want to at all. Not even a fucking little bit. What's
What
the
we
other
get this
match?
week? What we get this week from them two niggas? Just a backstage segment with AJ, with Karrion Cross interrupting AJ, and them setting up the match for next week. How the fuck is that gonna get me excited for Logan Paul versus AJ, dog?
The only good build up, only truly great build-up we've had for this WrestleMania, in my opinion, is uh is Jade versus Naomi. Cody versus Cena has been okay to good. Last week was great, obviously, but the couple 2 weeks before that, I didn't really. It was whatever to me. So that match is the one I'm looking forward to the most, just because of the build up. I'm a storyteller. I love storytelling, and I feel like they are talking about how much they're into storytelling more, but then all of these storylines are getting convoluted and feel like pointless almost. Like Randy versus KO. That was going to be
They
great.
was cooking, but damn, that's just unfortunate, man.
Hey, real quick, Kevin, bro, I wish you a speedy recovery, man, and I really hope that you're able to get back in the ring, continue to do what you love. You're one of the greatest of all
That
time.
nigga gave us 2 bangers before leave. That
Big
was
bangers.
just big, but and it's crazy because we had a conversation last year about Cody's reign, and you're like, who else Cody gonna feud with? I'm like, bro, they got Kevin Owens, who's main event anytime. They just ain't been using the nigga for that,
Right.
and they
Gave us
finally used this nigga heavy month after month, and you just see what he came. Dude, you know what the most heartbreaking thing that I just now thought of?
hmm,
There was a tweet. It was like every future CM Punk feud looks like it could be the best one, and one of the people that people were projecting him to feud with is Kevin
KO.
Owens. And dog, we don't, we might not get that, bro. And I'm heartbroken about that, man.
Speedy recovery, KO, man. But to touch on CM Punk real quick, I said it before, but I just find it so weird how, like, since he's been back, he's really only feuded with fucking 2 people, bro. Like that Drew McIntyre shit lasted 6 months, which was fucking 6 months too long. And more than that, it happened. It started before when
Well,
when when Drew won the title.
most of that one was when he was hurt, so he could have just been
Oh,
off
okay, I
TV
guess
though.
that's true. That's true. That's true.
So
That's true.
that
That's
was
true.
better than him being off TV.
You're right. I take that back. You're right. Yeah, but just him and then Seth. It's like,
Why
okay,
you
brother,
bored? Why you bored with the Seth and Punk shit at this point, or you need a
not
little break?
necessarily bored. I just would like CM Punk to be going for titles. This nigga is not 38. He's 40 something. Like, he took 10 years off. I get it. But still, though, like, my nigga.
Okay. After Mania, I'm gonna be at that point where I'm like, pick up the pace, y'all. We don't
If
have time
if
for
Jey
this.
Uso wins, it better be Jey Uso versus CM Punk. Like, what are we doing? Or if Cody wins, I need Cody versus Punk. Like Punk said, I'm gonna stab you in the front. I need that to come back. I need the fucking bill. The bill is due, nigga. You said you were gonna win some titles, nigga. The bill is fucking due. John Cena said he was winning titles. Guess what? He's in the fucking main event at WrestleMania.
uh, I will give them a SummerSlam deadline for this CM Punk shit. If we go past SummerSlam and Punk is not in a world title match, I'm ready to hit the panic button on that
Yeah,
one. Then
yeah,
they're good because he did have the best feud last year, and him and Seth, they even though it's kind of fucked up that the Roman triple threat has been inserted into this, because if it was just Seth Punk straight up for like a couple of months, it probably would be put in like feud of the year
for
contention.
sure. No holds barred at Mania for sure.
Yeah, so that's I'm fine with it for now. Um, you said brought up the Tiffany and Charlotte thing. I know a lot of people, it was cringe to see them go off the rails like that. You're like, what the fuck? Like, this is not very structured. That shit got me more hyped for their
Yeah,
feud.
for
Because
sure.
at first, I'm just like, Charlotte just bullying this girl.
That was their best
And
segment.
people was talking about how crazy Tiffany sounds compared to her NXT version. That was the most believable. That was authentic.
And
And
it's because she's
good.
playing this tweener shit though. Like, I don't
Good.
like, she should be a heel, you know.
But she's so over that it doesn't matter what she says.
I just feel like there's certain people like the Miz or Randy. He's in his later years now. It's different. We love him, and he's just being himself, and it's fine. But like the Miz, whenever he plays face, you're just waiting for him to go back to heel again because it's not necessarily believable. He's in his bag when he's a heel. Tiffy, she was in her bag when she was a heel, and I know she's young, so she's got time to grow, but it just doesn't feel like
But
she's
okay, but
comfortable.
remember we had a conversation about how Bianca is received. Say you have Tiffany and she's the heel, and you have her against a baby face where you need them to get baby face reactions, the
Mm-hmm.
feud is not gonna hit the way you want it to hit. And I always bring up the feud last year with Becky and Rhea, where Rhea was technically the heel. Nobody was cheering for Becky.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurt the feud in my eyes because I could not get behind it with me and everybody in the audience wanting Rhea to win, even though she was the heel.
Definitely. I miss Becky, by the way.
Yeah,
Hey, so what's up with Alexa Bliss? They're just not using her, brought her back to do
add
nothing
her,
with her?
add her to, we got Alexa Bliss, we got Becky Lynch, we got Sami Zayn, Randy Orton possibly. Who else is missing?
Nia
Nia
Jax.
Jax. A lot of motherfuckers that's not missing Mania who have been key pieces over the last year and some change, and it's
Bro,
just
give Alexa
unacceptable, though.
Bliss a team. Give Alexa Bliss a tag partner and let her go up
Didn't you
against Rhea. I mean, against
didn't
Liv.
you think that she was gonna beef with Liv after the Rumble and the Elimination Chamber? The only explanation I have is that it's Bo Dallas that's hurt in the YS6. Because if any of the
He's
other
injured,
one,
right?
yeah, if anybody else was injured, I think they would still would have them on TV. They can't put the YS6 on TV if he's hurt. It wouldn't
Without
work.
Uncle Howdy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work, bro.
I heard he was coming back soon. I thought he was almost ready. Guess not.
Probably Raw after Mania, bro.
Yeah, because they were teasing Alexa joining them. But if she's gonna join them, she's damn near got to be like a co-leader, and she's main event status. Like she is.
Yes.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
Yes.
She was Liv Morgan before Liv Morgan.
Yes. That's why I thought that feud was good. And dude, I don't want her to do the spooky shit. I just want her to beef with Liv Morgan before getting into that world.
Yeah,
And she's a good mic worker.
She's the best.
Like, once
She's
you do
one of
that
the best.
spooky shit, you can't. Is she gonna be able to talk on a mic like that in the Y6?
Definitely not.
So that's a big issue I have. But this Jade and Naomi shit, exquisite.
Real quick, I feel bad for Nikki Cross too, because she's really great, but she obviously is being sidelined because it's white sick shit. But yes, Naomi and Jade is top tier.
Exquisite. Would there have been any way to have made it beyond? This is the only non-title triple threat where I could have made sense of it. If it was Bianca versus Naomi versus Jade, would that have worked? Or I know this is pretty fire, but I mean, would that have just been a better choice?
I'm gonna go personal and then practical. Personal, no. Bianca's my favorite female wrestler in the business. I'm very happy that she's back in the main event scene. She's been away from 2 years. For 2 years, didn't love that. Practical standpoint, still no, honestly, because I think it would have been greater if we kind of put in the middle. Like I said earlier, Bianca knew about the attack with Naomi and she helped plan it. Then that leads to like Jade lurking over, first handling Naomi because she's the one who did it, and then lurking about for Bianca as Bianca wins it after Bianca wins the title at Mania. I would have loved a place where Jade and Naomi have their match. Naomi beats her because Bianca comes out and helps. And then in Bianca's match, after she wins, Jade comes out and attacks her. And then at Backlash, we have Bianca versus Jade, two black female professional wrestlers in a main event match for a world title. I would have loved that to be the case, but Bianca's kind of like playing in the middle. And Jade was like, I never trusted her anyways, so I don't really know where they're going with that.
Because it's like setting some hints that in the future, Bianca's going to end up feuding with both of them. So that's why I'm bringing it up. Probably with a title attached.
I would love that.
Just this Jade Naomi shit. It's just so fire because you could really put both Naomi and Jade in the main event picture if they deliver with this match. Because Naomi as a heel, and you already said she used to win at Mania. She needs to win at Mania more than Jade.
Jade is a big draw. Jade is like a baby Rhea Ripley. Everyone loves her no matter what she does. I don't think her losing would take any heat off of her, any pop.
Especially when we know Naomi's just gonna win in a sinister way.
Right, yeah. If she's a heel, she's a cowardly heel for sure. That's what I would love to see Naomi. Like I said, I would, in a perfect world, Bianca is on Naomi's side and helps her win at Mania. I really don't see how she's gonna win other than nefarious means, because Jade is just that bitch and she's fucking big and bad as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't see Like I'm excited to see where they go during the match, even with
They
what we
just
have.
can't run the feud into the ground like they did with Rhea and Liv. Hopefully, they space out some of their matches because I think Naomi will win at Mania. Jade will end up getting her win back, and maybe they have
SummerSlam
a
or
rubber,
something,
maybe they have a rubber match, something with like a title, maybe down the line.
or
But
number one contenders match
we
or
don't
something.
need, yeah, we don't need to run this back at Backlash, and
No,
then
no,
at
no.
the next
Please
pay
no.
per view.
Please no.
No, no, no.
Please no.
But one thing about Naomi, do you think she should have changed her entrance music because the glow theme is very crowd, like participant
This kind of
vibe, or it's
makes me
fine?
feel similar to John. Like at first, I didn't like that John Still's coming out to my favorite entrance music of all time. Because he's obviously a heel, but like maybe she's cutting from that same cloth. She still thinks she's about glow or whatever. We're in a different age of heels because she still gets booed even though she's doing the glow shit, but she's not coming out with like the glow attire anymore. So I am not sure. Personally, I would like her to have a little more sinister music for sure. It doesn't have to be fucking rock shit, but like a little bit, you
Actually,
know.
I just thought of something. Never mind. Forget I even asked.
Why?
Death Rebel is still doing music. No, I if Naomi gets a Death Rebel theme, I'm out, bro.
Hey, look, Def Rebel did Finn so horrendously that I want to fight, bro. Like I want to fight, bro.
You think these niggas trust in Deborah? They're like, they probably, I bet you they pitched Naomi some music. All right, let me hear it. And she was like, nah.
Hey, look, bro. During the Fatal Four Way, Finn better come out to that. Dun, 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 dun. Like I need that shit, bro. Like, come on, bro. I know
I,
it's a pipe dream, all right. I
I
know,
hate telling good people bad news.
man. Like even the Prophet, their new shit is weird as fuck.
I hate, dude. The worst is the Judgment Days thing.
They
Have you
went from
heard anything?
fire to awful. Like they went from one of the best to one of the worst.
I think WWE was just cheap because Alter Bridge, it wasn't a Death Rebel theme with the Judgment Day had.
Alter
So
Bridge made that song too.
the Judgment Day's original theme,
Yeah. Oh, because they're
that
cool with Edge.
yeah, but this new one, I know that's a Death Rebel thing. I can't prove it, but I'm gonna look it up later. I'm
He said,
pretty
"I,
sure.
Jesus."
But overall, this Mania build, I get that we get nostalgic, but that WrestleMania 40 build with The Rock there every week,
We got
yummy,
we
yummy.
we literally got fucking spoiled.
Spoil rotten, and now we got these niggas doing part time shit for Mania, and it's gross.
Yeah,
It's gross.
No Roman tonight hurts.
Roman, no John, no Cody. Just
Well,
fuck her.
to be fair,
You're not on Raw. Whatever. But all they fucking promos have been on
yeah,
Raw.
I was
Just
just about to say Cody hasn't shown up to SmackDown in I don't know how long. That's his show. He's the champion of SmackDown. Gunther's the champion of Raw.
where are we getting this multi? Are we gonna get a multi-team match? Because it's looking like War Raiders versus New Day, which fine because Raw doesn't have a tag division. I'm fine with that. We're gonna get a singles or like a single team match between Liv and Raquel versus most likely Bailey and Lyra. We're going to get Jacob versus LA Knight. We have the Fatal Four Way for the IC title. Will the SmackDown tag titles be the ladder match?
Probably not. I mean,
Mm.
unless DIY finds their way back into it, they took an L. It doesn't seem like they're coming back. It's going to be Motor Machine Gun City versus the Street Profits. Uh, I mean, yeah, man. I don't really, I wish that Penta and Ray Phoenix were together already. I don't know what they're doing, but it doesn't seem so. We still have a couple weeks to get some more matches in there, but it doesn't seem so.
Blame Tony Khan for that bullshit. If he would have just been an honorable man and released that nigga when Penta got released, we could have put them in a tag. But it's all right.
They're gonna be in a tag division still after Mania for sure.
Dude, I don't even be believing these. I don't believe these niggas are competent enough to even book the tag division correctly. So I'm fine with them delaying it. Because when Axiom and Frazier get called up, if they don't get the tag titles within like a month, I'm gonna have an issue.
Off food. Not my four black fucking kings.
Oh, okay, that's okay. That's different. That's different.
It's
That's
gonna be
different.
we're gonna have We gonna have.
That's that 4 black. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, yep. You're right. You're right. We got 4 blacks, but I'm just saying because the War Raiders got the titles right now, still. So I'm just like, they
If
say
Triple
anybody
H
getting the
don't give them
titles.
to New Day, and I hate hating on the War, whatever those
They
niggas'
can
names
hoop.
are.
They don't
Yeah,
let them niggas talk. They don't give them any characters. So since y'all not gonna do that, we're just gonna give them no pop and say take the titles off.
yeah, literally, they get no pop every time they come. I feel bad for them. They get
But
popped
they
when they're
end
in
up
the
getting
ring,
out every time they just
right?
like LWO. They don't give them shit to do, but once they start wrestling, oh shit, this niggas is hard.
Yeah, only Ray gets to
Yeah.
talk. Even Legado
I
del
messed up my
Fantasma.
knee. Yeah.
I'm over it.
But I don't really have anything else.
I think we're goody.
Yeah, unless you know, are you caught up on this Booker T and Swerve Strickland drama?
I don't fuck with AEW.
Huh?
I don't fuck with AEW, bro. I don't fuck with
With the best
fucking
wrestler, nigga?
mediocre shits, nigga.
Nigga, all your goats is over there. Damn, you said Adam
AJ
Cole, me.
AJ
You
Styles is
said
now
Adam.
over there.
You know what's crazy? AJ would be hooping his ass off over there.
He'd be a
It's hell.
multiple-time champ.
It's hella funny because there's certain niggas on the A. Like obviously Ricky Starks came over, but everybody already knew he was. He gave you WWE vibes.
And that other
Whereas
nigga
just
too. What's the other
who
nigga?
that came over? Are you
Yeah, it
talking
was
about
on
Ethan
NXT.
Page?
Yeah.
Ethan Page. Yeah, it's like it's funny when you see some wrestlers like you would be the perfect fit over there, and this person vice versa. Because when I'm seeing AJ Styles, I'm just like, you doing this Logan Paul shit. I could be seeing you really show your whole arsenal while you still got it.
Well, he did go up against Cody last year. Great match.
Yeah, they hooped. Then
I
he
think
had the little fake retirement. Then they hooped again.
I think AJ is gonna get a match against John. I think Cody's gonna lose, and
I hope so. Yeah,
I think AJ is gonna get a match against John. Because
yeah. I think John gonna run back to classics. We don't want. What new person can he feud with that you would be like, I'm with it?
Gunther, Drew
That would have
McIntyre,
worked if he
he was a
never turned
face.
heel. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like if he won the Rumble and he challenged him, that would have it. But
Drew
who else you
McIntyre
say?
would have been great. He never really had some
That would
shit.
have hit if he was a face too.
Hey, before we go, I just want to say Drew McIntyre, he gets shitted on by Triple H, and I don't understand. He is probably the best in the business.
I actually like that feud now. That's
Oh
actually one of the better feuds.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, him and Damien. Yeah.
That shit better be for a #1 contender spot or something, bro. Like, come on, bro. And I mean, and I used to hate on Priest. Priest is cool. He's just corny as fuck, but he's good though. I fuck with him. Just a corny ass nigga. Hey, bro.
Every
All right.
You know what? You know
Roman
where I'm from.
Reigns.
Start doing that Spanglish and shit.
Roman Reigns.
It wouldn't be in this predicament if Roman and Drew just ran it. But all right.
Roman
could have prevented so much.
Reigns.
Yes. Good day.
All right, my brother.
All righty. Raw is